Hey guys, so it is that Otaku Witch again, and we are doing another cosplay collective reading corner video. Ignore the cat, she is cleaning herself, and she is old, so her collar is freaking jingling and rubbing against stuff a little bit. Yeah. So, we're doing another collective reading. This may be for you, this may not be for you. Don't try to make things fit if they don't fit, okay? So the decks that I'm going to be using is this one right here, which is my fandom deck that I made myself with note cards, and basically just has characters from different fandoms or fandom related things. I think there's only 3 that's like fandom related things, but I will eventually add more to this so it will get like bigger and stuff like that. But it's kind of new. Okay. And then I have Earth Magic Oracle deck, Oracle of Shapeshifters, and then the Mystical Manga Tarot. So, yeah, we're gonna get started. So as always, I will draw cards and then I will go through and kind of talk through them a little bit. I haven't used this one in a while. This was like my second ever deck. And I've been doing this for almost 11 years now. So, it's been a while. What does this collective need to know? Oh, that was a pretty good shuffle. I feel like this collective isn't as guarded as the last one that I did. That one was just love them. I love my stubborn people because I'm also stubborn. But yeah. This one, I feel like you're a little more open to this type of things and to advice. Maybe a little too open to advice. Oh. Yeah, okay. Oh, 2 here. Honey, it's gonna be okay. Shit, okay. It's gonna be okay. Oh my god. Oh god. Yeah, we got the 10 of Swords, which is always a lovely card to see. We have Death in reverse. We have the Star in reverse. We have the Page of Wands in reverse. We have the Emperor upright, and then we have the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Who hurt you? And can I have their address for no reason in particular? No reason in particular. Lucy, you okay? Or babies. Okay, so again, this is my fandom index deck. I will come back to those in a second because I feel like I need something to like else to just talk about so you don't get like too bogged down. Okay, yeah. Oh, that one came out for the last one too. Okay, oh, okay. So for this one, we got Josephine Montelier from Dragon Age Inquisition, which is Discipline, Diplomacy, and Liberation. Then we have Mel from Arcane, which is Order, Given Gifts, and Embrace Your Shadows to See Your Light. And then we have Conventions, which is Gather with Like-Minded People, Find Time to Play. And just gonna get all of these out. I feel like one of you guys in the collective was like crying recently, but like it's okay. I promise. Things will be okay. Whatever happened to make you cry, like things happen, not always for like this grand reason that people think, but like sometimes you need a good cry. Sometimes you might not even know why you're crying. I feel like this is just a very emotional group where you just like, sometimes you're just laying in bed and then you just start crying and you're like, why am I crying? Your body needs to process things and to let it out. Sometimes that's physically, so you might be like getting a little sick, so you're like sweating a lot and crying because you're trying to, you know, get things out, and sometimes spiritually and emotionally. And then last deck, which is Earth Magic. This was this was my third deck ever. That's funny that we have my second and my third ever deck. My first one is upstairs though. I've been using it more recently, so I decided to break out some of the ones that I haven't used in a while. But yeah. Okay. Hello, Lucy Lou. She's jumping into her little cat tree. Yeah, okay. So the cards I just drew were Dragonfly, which is Emergence, Dawn, which is New Beginnings, Lake, which is Stillness, and Meadow, which is Vulnerability. And then for the other deck, it is the Fairy Ring, the Golden Phoenix, and the Dragonling Garden. You just have a lot of emotions that you try not to let other people know about, and it kind of makes me sad. I'm like, hey, it's gonna be okay, I promise. Okay, so we have the Ten of Swords first, and then like I'll go through this and then move down. So you have just a lot of burdens on your shoulder, and I feel like most of them are not even yours to bear. So people just keep using you as a little pincushion, stacking one more trauma on top of another, on top of another, on top of another. And they probably come to you talking about different issues and shit like that as well. And you're just kind of left feeling like a living pincushion, you know? Which, been there. But we also have Death in Reverse right next to it. And I feel like because of all of this issues, you're kind of like stuck to the floor, because literally you're like, I feel like the imagery of like swords in your shoes, like literally sticking you to the floor, just popped into my mind. But also with this is freaking the Ten of Swords are in her. Hey! What are you doing, Lucy? That's not my cat. Okay. But yeah, the Ten of Swords, the imagery on the card is she's in water, and there's just 10 swords in her back. And I feel like you're just kind of stuck in all of these emotions with like your feet literally like stuck in it, and the water's just slowly rising and rising and rising, and maybe even like bubbling up, and you can like feel it in your chest and in your throat. Anytime someone's like coming to you to like dump more on you, you're like, but you can't, like, I feel like there's something with your throat where you're like, I can't talk, you know, I can't express myself. And it's leading you to not being able to change, which is where the Death in Reverse card is coming up. You just can't seem to change, or like the phrase, I just can't help myself. Like, I don't know if you've seen that like art exhibit that like recently kind of died. That was one of my favorite like modern freaking art pieces, where it's just a machine stuck in a room, and its one objective is to try and clean up like the paint, blood, like whatever the hell it is, but it's trying to scoop it up under it. But every time it scoops its up under it, it comes out like the other side and then it keeps seeping out. So it's just constantly on trying to clean up. And I feel like as long as you're allowing people to keep poking holes, you're never going to be able to fill your own cup, you know, because your cup got a bunch of holes in it. How are you gonna fill up your cup? And instead of filling up your own cup because you have so many holes, all your water is just going into other people's, you know, kind of like a strainer. That's kind of what I'm getting right now. You're just kind of a little strainer, just nothing to hold except for other people's traumas. You need to start getting some glue and some patches, which therapy, that could be important. Yeah. We have the star in reverse, which is, again, a lot of water imagery. Freaking, it's kind of like the Aquarius freaking like thing. So it's like air and also water, but it has the imagery of her pouring water. So kind of like the Aquarius zodiac sign a little bit, and just more water. But again, she's pouring from her own cup, but she doesn't really have a lot, you know? That's what I get from the star in reverse. You can't shine until you literally go, hey, right now I'm reflecting light like a disco ball on everyone, but then I'm still somehow dull as fuck because it's not staying with me, you know? And you just kind of, you're tired. That's what I'm kind of getting. You are just so very tired. So tired. But like, it's gonna be okay, I promise. It's gonna be okay. Then we have the Page of Wands in reverse, which I think goes with the discipline and order and diplomacy. You don't want to rock the boat, but the boat is sinking. It's time to rock it so you can jump ship and leave. You know, I don't know what this is specifically, but yeah. We also have the Emperor upright and the Four of Pentacles in reverse. So with the Emperor upright, I feel like you have so many gifts that like you're not looking at, you know? And I feel like you are kind of more of a natural born leader, but you feel guilty about it due to everything here, and you don't want to rock the boat. Even if you're like, hey, I know exactly what we should do, you kind of just tiptoe around it, and you just kind of like, maybe even like go, oh, well, like, what if we do this, and then like no one listens to you, and then 5 minutes later someone else says the same thing you did, and then they get praised. I feel like there's a lot of that going on, where you'll say something, no one will react to it, and then someone else who's a little more confident and a little louder is saying something, and and like saying the same thing. That might be something that like comes up a lot. Someone saying the same thing that you just said, but then everyone's saying that they're right and you're wrong. Ironically, that happened to me like 2 months ago with my brother, and I was like, I will slap you. Yeah. I feel like you need to step more into this Emperor energy, you know? Like, with the last group, with the last collective, it was all about like maybe stepping down from like the masculine energy, but I feel like this collective, so you guys need to step into it a little bit and to take charge a little bit instead of just letting the waves kind of pull you wherever it goes. And the waves are your emotions and other people's whims, basically, because you're putting other people's wants and whims over your needs, and that is not good. That's how you end up dying, like legitimately. You can only give so much before you starve to death, basically. Like, I don't know why, but like, this is genuinely kind of making me sad, but it's okay. It will be okay, guys. Okay, and the Four of Pentacles in reverse. From what I'm remembering with this card in this deck, it's a little different, where basically it's talking about how you have everything, but when it's in reverse, you're like, I have so many things, I should be grateful for it, but there's like this like hollow kind of feeling in your chest, you know? And you're just kind of like, I don't know why I'm feeling like this. I have so much, but do you have so much, or do you have things that you're using to fill? Is it actually things that you want in your life and things you need in your life, or are you just taking whatever little scraps people throw at you and you're using it to fill it, you know? You're like, again, with the ship metaphor, you're seeing this freaking giant ship, okay? Giant ship, okay? It has just a shit ton of holes in it, okay? And then someone comes to you and they hand you a t-shirt. And then you just shove it in one of the holes and you're like, thank you so much, this helps so much. But then it just soaks up all that water and then it falls out of the fucking hole. Because it's not a solution, it's a patch. And it's not actually going to help you. My leg is asleep. That's weird. Okay. I don't know why my leg's asleep. That's weird. But yeah, I feel like you keep getting like little tiny patches. So like someone's like, oh, I didn't know you felt this way anytime you do express concerns. And then they're like, I didn't know you felt this way. And then they'll like keep talking and they'll be like, I'm so sorry. I'm like such a bad person. And then they end up just tearing you down more because they're like, I'm such a bad person. I'm so sorry. I've had this and this and this and this and this and this going on in my life. I can't believe freaking like I would be so bad and put all of this on you. But then they're just putting more on you. I feel like you have a few of those people in your life and they just keep stabbing swords into your back again, over and over and over again. It might be time to cut these people off, especially with the death in reverse. You don't want to because you're like, well, if they don't have me, who do they have? Themselves, just like you have yourself and not them, even when you're around them. So it's time to cut these people off and turn the death into the upright, the death in reverse into the upright, so you actually change. Only through actually reversing or turning the death upright, you can reach the upright star and freaking your emperor energy. Yeah, that's what I'm getting from this so far. Okay. Shit, we all need to speed this up a little bit. So with Josephine, we got discipline, diplomacy, and liberation. So Josephine's from Dragon Age Inquisition. So she's all about discipline and helping people and doing things through diplomacy and stuff like that. But in the background, she has a lot of issues with her family and like they're struggling and they had to sell most of like their lands and stuff like that, even though they used to be high society. And she's literally kind of being forced into like an arranged marriage a little bit, and then if you romance her, you can duel the guy she was supposed to marry and for her hand, you know? And it's cute, you know? But I feel like this liberation specifically is you need to duel for your own hand, if that makes sense. You are your knight and also the princess in this situation. So you need to fight for your own hand because you are worth it. And that is something that people have not probably told you in a while. You are worth more than you think. I am proud of you. You can do more, especially for yourself. Then we have Mel from Arcane. So this is order, given gifts, embrace your shadows to see your light. So I feel like you're trying so hard to seem put together, but then the minute you close your door, you're like, I fucking hate myself, you know? And you're kind of ignoring your given gifts in kind of favor of what other people like about you. So like you might be a little more organized and you give so much and like you give so many different people so many different parts of yourself that people kind of all have different opinions of you, but they're all good opinions, except for like some few people that are fucking trolls that you don't listen to or you shouldn't listen to. But yeah, you're ignoring the gifts that you actually like and that you're passionate about in favor of fitting all of these different molds, and just you're trying to be too many different people and wear too many different hats. Eventually the hats will topple over and eventually people will realize that you're not actually this person that they thought you were. So might as well be authentic to yourself than just a copy of a copy of a copy of someone else's thought about you, you know, or thought that you should be, like what they think that you should be. Maybe a parent might be in this. And then embrace your shadows to see your light. This was also something that came up in last one. So you need to look towards all of the negative flaws and shit like that that you see and realize, hey, shadows come from light. So what can I do? Move through the shadows and see what's behind the light, or what's behind the block, so you can actually see the light. You just need to shoop, you need to go through it and just shoop and go around, you know, to find what you actually want to do and your gifts and shit like that. Okay, and then we have conventions. Gather with like-minded people, find time to play. So I feel like your inner child is kind of like, I'm so tired of this grandpa. Like, that audio has kind of been playing in my head for like 2 days now, and I think this is why this fucking collective, which is kind of hilarious that like I finally was like, fine, I'll do it, and then it came back up in this. Love that. But yeah, I feel like even gathering with like-minded people might not be for you, but find time to play definitely is, where you honestly just need to be like, okay, if I was a little kid, what would I want to do right now? Whether that's like buy a coloring book, freaking get a puzzle, play with a set of trains, you know? What would your little self want to do? Go to the fucking park, go down a fucking slide, you know? Like, do what you need to do to feel like you're playing again, to feel like you're a little kid again. And a lot of the times when we connect with our inner child, we remember who we are a little bit more. Because like, think about it. With all of these people constantly adding so much shit onto you, if you were to look at a child, would you want them to be surrounded by all these people that put all of this shit on them and just keep taking and taking and taking? Or would you be like, hey, fucking knock it off and take the child away with you? You'd probably move them away from the fucking people that are bullying them. You have to kind of, like, I know a lot of people, like, when they think about their inner child, they think about like their younger self and they're like, oh, they were so annoying. Would you say that about any other kid? You know? I don't think you would. Like, especially not to like their face. When you think all of those nasty things, you're actually saying that to a fucking child, you know? Like, because we are not just like our present moment, we are our past selves and also our future selves. So any negative thing you say about yourself, you're saying it to freaking you as an infant, you're saying it to you as a toddler, you're saying it to you as a teenager and a kid and a preteen, you're saying it to all of the different versions of you, and you're just kind of confirming their worst fears to themselves even now. So only when you think, hey, maybe I shouldn't be mean to a teenager that was trying their best, you know? Or maybe I shouldn't be mean to a child or a toddler or a baby who doesn't know any better, that's when you can kind of move forward. Okay. Now we have Emergence, which is Dragonfly, and Dawn. Again, Rayla! She's having a time. Yeah, we're gonna need to hurry this up. So, Dragonfly and Dawn, which is Emergence and New Beginnings. So, I feel like you are about to like emerge out of the water. You needed like a final push. Dragonflies might be significant. Ironically, when I was at Michael's yesterday, the dragonflies caught my eye again, and they were like blue and purple, but these ones are green and yellow and orange. So like any of those colors or dragonflies just in general could be significant to you. But yeah, you're gonna emerge out of these waters and it's going to feel like a new beginning. You're gonna be like, oh shit, huh, I don't feel like absolute crap, and all I had to do was just stop talking to specific people and to stop talking down to myself. And in this new beginning, you will find the stillness and the vulnerability to allow yourself to be the little kid that you are still, you know? You will find the vulnerability to emerge new, basically. And you will find your peace and calm, and you can just what is the word? I can't remember the word. Frolic amongst the flowers, that's the word. Frolic amongst the flowers. Amongst the fields. So, these ones right here. The Fairy Ring, Golden Phoenix, and Dragonling Garden. So the fairy ring, new skills, advanced training, rapid improvements. But something about this is it looks like a circus and everyone's playing and stuff like that. So through play, you will find new skills. You will advance in training. You will have rapid improvements because you're connecting to a more honest version of yourself. And with the Golden Phoenix, it's something you thought was finished burst back into light. So maybe an old passion that you had or an old idea you had has come back to life, and it is time to actually use it, and actually do it. Okay, and then we have the Dragonling Guardian, which is a new world is born. So new beginnings, new world is born, and so on and so forth with this. I feel like I needed to sneeze, so someone, that might have been a confirmation or something. I don't know, but yeah. I feel like there's something else. Hello. Oh, freaking just ended that real quick. I had literally 1 second left on the timer and I was like, whoa. Okay. There's something else. What is it? Okay. So this is Echo. So we have Echo and Mel in this, which is both from Arcane. And this is you have time, bravery, and time to lead, which kind of goes back with the Emperor. So, yeah. It's time to lead. It is time to take charge of your own life and to stop letting people poke holes in your boat and then offer like little rags to fill the holes because they just fall out into the ocean and you're all just slowly sinking. You will drown. It's time to emerge and to this new beginning and to cut people off and to change. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this collective reading. If it resonated, let me know. Until next time. I still feel like there's more collective readings that I need to do, so I'm probably gonna be doing this for a minute. So for the next few weeks, you might just keep seeing Jinx. Yeah. So if you want to subscribe for those, I'm also thinking about doing a series where I talk about narrative parallels in shows and also with Norse mythology, because I am a Norse pagan and I've been Norse pagan for 5-6 years now. So I've done a lot of research and stuff like that, and I just had the idea, or I just realized that like Vander's whole story and like Loki's freaking parallel each other so fucking much, and I was like, oh shit, that would be a video. But yeah, you might see that video, and yeah, I guess, bye guys.